the Cheney thing, do we really have to do that?
Look, it goes broader than that. Look, Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, Taylor Swift.
No.
The shooting?
No.
Having the Cheneys on board?
Nah. You can't Dick Cheney or Taylor Swift. No.
We're a big tent.
What country did Taylor Swift get us to invade? No.
Yeah. No, don't you think, though, that...
Yes, Democrats thought using Liz Cheney, they will gain more, but they didn't realize that they are losing. Now, some of these people are extremely unhappy why Kamala picked up people like Liz Cheney because people don't like them. When you take a look at what Trump posted, lying Kamala has stooped so low as to pick a woman to campaign with her who lost her congressional race by the largest margin, 40% in history. The record holder is Liz Cheney, whose father Dick convinced Bush to go into the Middle East and take away lives. Now Kamala wants Arab to vote for her. I don't think so. When you take a look at what Trump put out here, it's just in line with what I've seen with some Democrats. They are criticizing Kamala's campaign that she is not winning because of this mistake. And from my information I'm getting, Kamala is not campaigning today. She's resting. Who does that? How many days left? 14 days.
Kamala Harris, she's taking the day off. She's going to spend all day just to prepare for an NBC interview, which will be taped. Of course, this would be like, you're a football coach, this would be like 2 weeks before the national championship if you decide not to practice. Does this make sense to you?
Well, I think they're just trying to keep her off camera, to be honest with you. She's been a disaster. Her poll numbers keep going down. Donald Trump is the Energizer Bunny. I mean, he does not quit. I mean, he keeps going and going and going. You know, he's called me before at 2 or 3 in the morning. Coach, what are you doing? I said, I'm sleeping. What are you doing?
Our only hope is that Trump just gives up. Like, and I don't mean like literally, of course he's not going to do that, but he's kind of de facto doing it where he just melts, right? And he just is so unelectable that she wins, because this is hopeless. What is this? We're going back to the 1990s. I love Republicans. I love bipartisanship. Republicans have such good ideas. Might that encourage people to vote for them instead of you? And what Republicans are you talking about? See, they don't understand modern day politics at all. They're still, we're going to get the John McCain Republicans, the Dick Cheney, Mitch McConnell Republicans. No, those are corporate Republicans.
Exactly, perfect.
And those voters don't exist. So you think that because your donors are all corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats, that there's this giant subsection of the country that are like, oh my God, if she would just work with corporate Republicans to help big business, we'd vote for her. No, the undecideds are barely follow politics. They're not John McCain fans or Dick Cheney fans. They want you to help them. You need to be a populist to do that. So running towards these corporate Republicans is a disastrous strategy. It gives your opponent a rhetorical marketing advantage because you're saying the other party is good. It picks up no votes at all, and it leads you in the wrong direction where you're seen as more pro-war and pro-business when you need to be more populist and telling those undecided voters, hey, I'm going to deliver for you. I'm going to get you something, not I'm going to get Dick Cheney something.
Yo. I believe you heard him. You can see how Democrats are panicking based on the decision Kamala campaign took to do this. I've seen a lot of videos. Even CNN did a segment today where they had to talk about this. A question surfaced. They made it clear that no matter how these people struggle to do, they cannot change the minds of people who have decided that they will not do.
An extraordinary poster, Frank Luntz. Frank, so good to see you. We are 15 days away. You and I have been counting down the days for quite some time. But I got to start with who she is campaigning with. Former Congresswoman Liz Cheney. And I just have to wonder, how do you think that's playing with the independents, with the moderate Republicans, and the truly undecided or persuadables?
It's so hard right now to move people. Almost everyone has made up their minds, and those who haven't, if you're truly undecided, you're probably not going to vote. You probably dislike both candidates. You have an issue with Trump's attitude, with what he says, how he communicates, and who he is as a person. You have an issue with Kamala Harris, in how she answers questions and whether she deals with specifics. And you're basically deciding at this point, I don't like either of them, so I don't want to vote. So the people I'm focused on are the weak supporters. And it only represents 3 or 4% of the country, 3 or 4% of those swing states.
That could be enough, though, in those swing states.
It is enough. It absolutely is enough. It's union members in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. It's young African-American men in Georgia and North Carolina. It's the Latino vote in Arizona and Nevada. Very specific. And the other question is, will young women who love Kamala Harris, will they actually go out and vote? In past elections, they've shown an interest, and they are definitely more Democratic than any age, gender group there are. But they don't participate. I think they're going to vote in record numbers. I think that they're going to be a larger slice of the electorate than any time you've seen, and that's the balance. So I can't call it. Union members, rank and file, are more likely to be with Trump than any Republican in modern times. Same thing with Latino voters, and same thing with young African-American men. But the balance is those young women who can't wait to participate. So what I'm waiting to see is whether Taylor Swift, I'm serious, whether she comes out and does a concert. I think that is a big deal. I think she is as popular today as Oprah Winfrey was when she endorsed Barack Obama.
If Liz Cheney was too good, she would not lose election. She would still be there. She was voted out. That is to clearly tells you that a lot of people don't believe in her. Kamala tried to use her. I watched a video where Liz Cheney said, if you are a Republican, you can vote for a Democrat and don't say it to any person. That is what she said on that video. Okay, that should be left with your conscience. Kamala realized, oh, they are not winning in the polls. A lot is going on. So to convince some few Republicans who disagree with Trump, it is to do this. Totally crazy. Now these people are criticizing her for saying, oh, I want to bring in a Republican, that this is not a winning strategy. I believe you heard this person. And there was this crazy person on MSNBC crying that Liz Cheney is the best person that has ever existed. Now they are appreciating her. If the same Liz Cheney turned tomorrow, like I'm supporting a Republican, these same people would trash her.
She is a character almost out of the movies, out of A Man for All Seasons. I've never seen a more heroic figure than Liz Cheney. She lost her state probably forever. She lost her party. She lost her leadership in the Republican House. She could have been on her way to Speaker. It was very probable. She gave it all away in the interest of truth. That's what she stood for. It's amazing to me how few people have gotten behind her. But now one person that's got behind her is Kamala Harris. And those sitting together, those two women, as you say, on that stage is remarkable because there's such courage there from Liz Cheney. And I cannot say anything that would stop me from saying she's been unbelievable. And I think now they use her for the...
When you take a look at this guy on MSNBC praising Liz Cheney like this, I wonder, these are the same people that usually goes off on Liz Cheney, call them warmongers. Now look at this.
Battleground states, right? But let's just say we flip Pennsylvania and the polls don't match the result exactly right. What happens? We flip Pennsylvania to red, and then we get Trump to 281 electoral votes, which is not really much of a long shot, given that at this particular point, the race in Pennsylvania is within a single point.
Complication, shall we?
It'll work.
People keep trying to buy the election.
Than they were 4 years ago.
I mean, we got to talk about what this guy's doing, right?
Thank you guys who has been there sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly.
All these weird right-wing swamp creatures lately, thanks to Donald Trump. None of these guys, none of them spend even a minute pushing back on his nonsense.
All right, everyone, November 5th, election mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker, or you can take Kamala Harris, Dave Bautista, and Tim Walz.
He released a video. I don't know if you've seen this. Let's take a look at this.
The worst thing that Donald Trump has ever done is divided this country.
Sector in the Arab American community, and I was really surprised this week to get an earful to hear them say that they would much rather either vote a third party, not vote at all, or vote for Donald Trump.
About what he said before the speech to black men.
Is there a Democratic Party? Extreme left.
Trump is nearly dominating this lady in all the polls.
And I gotta say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats.
No, Dems are not scared to death.
Is it a good endorsement?
Well, this is the problem.
Holmes Enterprise. If you are over 18, please register to vote for something else.
Are now stepping forward.
Seen before.
I don't care if they write that. It was right, and you got.
I'm going to shake it off.
It's like 73% said they're voting for Trump.
You hired me 4 times.
I tell him, I'm like, I'll just.
How dumb are you?